Hello, am I on? I am on. Hello, everybody. This is Ryan. Welcome to another Virtualscape build episode for Tales of Valhalla, the Aftermath Chronicles. I apologize, for some reason my webcams aren't working today, so you cannot see my handsome mug on the screen. Just the Virtualscape software right here. I know last week on our last live stream, you saw me doing some basically live stop motion stuff. I'm going to show you guys some of the results of that stop motion from last week in a second. And there is no music playing right now because I can't run my music and those stop motion videos at the same time. So, first thing I'm going to do is play some of these videos. Just give me a second for that. I know I said I was gonna do this like earlier this week, but it's been kind of a busy week. I'm just glad to be able to do this a little bit today and show all of you some of the results of just basically the first week and a half of doing stop motion for Tales of Valhalla Seasons 2 and 3. We do have Tales of Valhalla Seasons 1, as well as one introductory video where we introduce one of the Tales of Valhalla characters on YouTube. Just go to the YouTube search bar, type in Tales of Valhalla, and you should see the Tales of Valhalla page. So like I said, we are currently in production for Seasons 2 and 3. Throughout this year, we'll probably do 4 or 5 character introductions as well, just to keep the stop motion animation shows, at least tastes of them, going. And been working a lot, plan to work for the next year or two on all this. So let me just show you guys some of the results, some of these videos that I did. I'm first going to show you guys the stop motion sequence that I was doing while the live stream was going on, and that's like a 5-minute segment, so we're just gonna hit the spot where I was animating. That's only really in a matter of like 15 or 20 seconds for that hour's worth that I was on with you guys. So here, hold on one second. Let's take a look at this. Now, of course, there's no sound with this. And you see these guys they're just basically, it looks like some soldiers having a conversation. And this is around the point that I was animating in the live stream. And you can see now for this particular scene, there's going to be obviously everyone having conversations with each other. There's actually going to be probably some special effects right here in the background because there's going to be an ongoing joke in this scene that's going to end up happening. And it's basically, you got Toothpick there, you got Gimp here, you got Henderson there. So Toothpick's in the center, Henderson's on the right, Gimp's in the left. Oh, hey, hello, I Hunt Monsters. Glad you can catch me, because I know I am very sporadic. I wasn't even thinking I was going to be able to do a live stream this week, so welcome to the live stream. Glad you could watch. Like I said, I'm just showing a little bit of what I animated last week. And this week I didn't really animate much. What I animated this week was this particular scene we're watching right now from a different angle. And this whole conversation in the script takes about 5-6 pages, so it is a long conversation. And the episodes for season 1, the average length is about, say, like 5 minutes or so. And here comes Lieutenant Dan walking into the scene. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me shorten that down so you guys can see that video better. But there's Lieutenant Dan walking the scene. Now what was I saying? totally lost my train of thought, and thank goodness you can't see me on my webcam since it's not working because my face looks utterly clueless because I was about to say something. Now I totally forgot what I was going to say, but anyway, Lieutenant Dan is interrupting me again. Okay. Anyway, so for this scene, oh yeah, I think I was mentioning something about script and oh yeah, okay, the length time. That's right. So normal length time, like our average length time for season 1 episodes were about 5 to 6 minutes, and the length time for the episodes for season 2 and 3 will probably be a little bit longer. I mean, some episodes might be 5 minutes, but a lot of them might be a bit longer than that, which is great for you guys because you get to see more stuff happening. I mean, definitely a lot more stuff going to be going on, a lot of action things going on, even though this particular scene and everything that goes on in this castle is kind of boring compared to everything else, but you got to get the boring stuff animated as well. So anyway, and I Hunt Monsters, if you want, you can ask me any questions if you want, or anybody else watching. If you guys have any questions or want to know something, by all means ask them, or tell me how good my audio is, or it doesn't matter. Always good to have conversations, and I am looking at the chat room as I do this as well. So anyway, you can tell like these characters are looking in this corner, and there is something that's going to happen in this corner, and this particular scene is going to be for episode 1 in season 2. And I think we've had about enough of that because they're actually about to walk off this stage, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on these scenes. I want to get to building some battlefields, so let me see what else I can show. I'm going to show you guys, okay, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of this. And a lot of these animations are just basically characters talking to each other. And here's a good one. You got Henderson. He's talking, and you have behind him Sentinels of Jandar back here. So there is going to be Sentinels of Jandar in the in some episodes. They're going to make it a cameo appearance. And they're going to be, I mean, in the Heroscape game themselves, they're very macho type characters, and they're really good playing pieces. But I kind of made them a little bit goofy for seasons 2 and 3, just because you needed some characters laughing, and they're very macho Arnold type characters, so I kind of give them that type of persona. But as you can tell, they're talking to Henderson here, kind of maybe mocking him about, you know, how small and puny he is, maybe. But this is a relatively quick conversation, and as they're kind of chuckling over here, Henderson's just going to walk away. And while Henderson's walking away, I'll show you where he walks to, and then we'll be done looking at all these scenes. You can see these, I shot like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. About, and there were some scenes for season 3 as well. So there's like 25 to 30 shots I animated. That's a lot of shots to animate in a week, even for just really, I would consider like boring, just talking scenes. Takes a lot of time to do. But let me see here. I want to find. Let's just take a look at this one, and then we will get to doing some Virtualscape stuff. Okay, now there he is. Okay, Anderson walked over to Zetacron. Yes, Zetacron will make an appearance in seasons 2 and 3 as well a little bit. He's not going to do much fighting. I mean, I know everybody, like, I want to get to a point to where maybe in future seasons he does like long range action with his guns. That would be really cool. I'd love to see that happen sometime. But there are other characters I want to focus on first. And as you can see, Sentinels of Jandar are still having a conversation with Henderson there. And they just basically are trying to goof off with him while Henderson's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then you got Lieutenant Dan always popping in from behind people's backs, because you never know when they're talking about him, because he's Lieutenant Dan. So that's basically all I'm going to show you for shots. And my future, like, I might do some live stream stop motion, showing you guys some more stop motion stuff in the next couple of weeks. I know, like, the next week or two will be kind of boring because the stop motion I'm doing is basically just how would you call it, like B-roll footage. Just, it's not going to really have any characters in it. It's just basically going to show areas of Valhalla where there are well springs, or where were well springs in this storyline. So I might show photographs of that or whatever, but I mean, the amount of time, there's not going to be much time animating. All it's really going to be is getting all that stuff built up, because they're really big sets to battlefields to build up. If you've seen in previous Virtualscape build shows, you've seen me build those particular battlefields already, and some of them are pretty big, and so that's going to take a lot of time for me to do these next couple weeks just to get those done and shot. So let me turn some music on. How about I do that? Play with me. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and we should have some music going. I hope it's loud enough for you to hear, yet quiet enough so you can still hear my voice. If the music sounds okay to you all, give me a shout saying, okay, it's all right. If it's not okay, please let me know. And I'm going to check my levels real quick. Okay, there goes the music. I didn't even have that portion of audio on. So I'm pretty sure my voice, I don't want my voice to be drowned out by that music, so hopefully you can all hear me. If it's okay, let me be. If it's not okay, let me know, and I will adjust the volumes accordingly. But let's get to where we're building something. Let's build some battlefields. Now I'm going to show you guys where I left off before in the last virtual build episode. And I'm going to show you what we were building on last time. I finished the battlefield mostly. And I'll show it to y'all. And there it is. This particular battlefield is on the northwest border of the Valkyran wastelands. And so there you have the Valkyran basically pouring out into what used to be, looks like a castle with a wall spire area. And there's going to be, I think, 2 or 3 battle scenes or fight scenes in this area. And it's not just going to be Jandar against Utgard. There's going to be another faction in here as well. And I have no idea how this is going to fit all on my table in which I do the animations on, because it's a pretty big set. And I'm not even sure if I have enough Heroscape pieces, but I just build it and then figure it out when I build it. So, but this is it. And this would be one of those battlefields that I've built that I would just like to build and just play a game of Heroscape on. Okay, thank you, iHat Monsters. Audio's pretty good. It's perhaps a little loud, but doesn't drown you at all. Okay. Good. Now, am I loud, or is the music loud? If I'm loud, I can turn myself down a little bit, soften my voice a little bit. Let me know. Okay, so that is that battlefield, and if any of you guys out there who are into Heroscape and would build information on these particular battlefields I make, you can write to me on through either this Twitch channel or my YouTube page, Tales of Valhalla YouTube page, or where I should have an email or something from my Conductor Productions email, and just send me a message somehow, and I'll find a way to get to you. And if you want this battlefield build information to where you guys can build this yourselves and play it yourself, I have no problem giving you that information if you want it. Okay, thank you, I Am Monsters. Okay, yeah, I'm plenty loud. Yeah, I know. I have a quiet voice, but sometimes a very loud voice. So here, let me try and turn my voice down just a little bit and see if that helps with everything. I mean, I got a good microphone too, so it helps. Like the past few microphones I've had, starting with the first few live streams, my microphones were just so staticky and I needed a halfway decent microphone, and so I'm glad I finally got one. So let's move on. I don't have too many, I haven't been able to build too much battlefields, but I did finish with Season 2 on all the scenes and landscapes I had to digitally build for Season 2. And this one is the eastern border of the Valkyrian Wasteland. And this has, obviously, a lot of volcanoes, and even though it's not here, there will be jungle, trees, and bushes surrounding this whole area. And there's no particular battle scenes going to be made in this landscape, but this scene will be used for Seasons 2 and 3, the end of Season 2 and the beginning of Season 3. And our heroes will be in this area talking, basically just discussing the plot, because sometimes characters need to do that. So that's how it is. Let's move on. Okay, now this should be, if anybody has watched Season 1, this area should be familiar to you all. This is the desert scene that has Geert and Lightfolly talking to one another at episode 10 of Season 1. And we are going to use this area again. I might change it a little bit. I haven't done much work on it, so I don't know, but this area will be used again for both Seasons 2 and 3. And we're going to have a big battle in this area, although like I said, I might alter this a little bit, just like, how sands shift in the desert. I might do something like that for this, but we're going to be using this for sure. Now, this is the last, and it's not much, but this is the last scene battlefield that I'll be using for Seasons 2. This will be the last scene location for Season 2. And what I plan to do is I'll have two characters here, and they'll be looking out onto the area where Geert and Lightfolly are, where that piece of wall in the middle of nowhere is. And so this will be in the foreground, and that will be in the background. So this can be separate from that. And basically the characters will talk, and then boom, end of Season 2. So, yay! I'm happy I got a season's worth of battle maps done. Now to work on Season 3, and that's what I'm currently doing. So let me show you guys what I'm currently working on. And this area is going to be a Morrow stronghold. And let me show you guys a map real quick on it. So let me get the... Where's my Valhalla map? If you guys can see that. We're going to zoom in a little bit. Now the area that I'm currently working on is going to be right here on the basically the northern part of the southern tip of the Crumland Desert in Linsafarme or Linsafar. I don't know how to pronounce things. It's here. And in here is a little bit of swampland. And then you have the Einar faction is actually in this area. So Morrow are here. You got Einar here. That's a big hint for Season 3 because you're going to have both sides actually clashing with one another. But we'll get into that some other time. But anyway, we'll have a Morrow faction here where they can like hold people hostage and, you know, set forth armies. And there's going to be like certain main Morrow characters that are going to show up in Season 2, but Season 3 as well, more prominent. So this is what I have so far. And I want to make this scene, like this area, as big as possible, but small enough still so I can actually have enough pieces to build it, and that's enough space for me to put it on my table. As you see, I'm going to break this down for y'all. You see that in a second. And so what I have is like the ruins of a castle here, and I'll try to make this a little bit more ruinous. And what ends up happening is like there's like a pit in this area to where there's you can't get out other than by ladder. And it's basically what they'll use for people they have for prisoners or whatever. They just throw them in that pit and keep them in there until they're either executed or traded out, but usually probably executed. And then there's already a Morrow hive here. I have that. I don't know if I want one or two hives. I'm not sure. This particular scene, it's going to take probably like a day or two for me to get through. But let's just build a little bit. Because I spent most of this time talking, not building anything. Let me see. Now I'm thinking I might add some more grass tile here. Swamp, like so. So, now that I think about it, I'm going to, I can't think and talk at the same time, by the way. That's what always gets me in trouble. I start talking, stop thinking, and then I just sound awful. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put swamp water on here. A little bit of swamp water. And I'm going to round off some swamp tiles here. no, 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 no. I might actually put castle ruins in. Wait a second. That can't go like that. I have to go down a notch. And I gotta go down a notch again. There's... Hold on. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put like more swamp tiles surrounding this area, kind of have them elevated. And this particular area, it's going to be used for a lot of scenes, but mostly talking scenes. Not too much fighting is going to go on here, if any at all, really. Just basically the place where the bad guys can come and dialogue about the plot. There tend to be a lot of spaces to where bad guys or characters themselves are just going to dialogue about the plot. But I promise there are going to be plenty of action scenes for the show, because I know for season 1, I think that was my biggest personal critique of season 1, was that even though there was action in season 1, there just wasn't enough battle scenes, in my opinion. So I wanted to make sure that or battle scenes or fight scenes, I wanted to make sure in seasons 2 and 3 that we would have more fight scenes or battle scenes in the episodes. And I think with the exception of maybe like 2 or 4 episodes, there should be at least some kind of fight scene or one-on-one or whatever with characters in every episode. Creating this particular Morrow compound, I'm trying to treat it like everything goes inward, basically, especially towards the hive, even though it's not the hive that is in control of everything. There is another Morrow creature, which I won't say the character's name yet, but there is a Morrow in control of in this location here. So, although those of you that know Heroscape, you could probably take a good guess and figure out what character I'm talking about. And I'm not even going to give any more detail than that to that character. My family just left me. I have no idea where they're going, but that's alright. They're probably going to get food. That's what I'm thinking. My wife and one of my wife's cousins just walked out the door. But let's see here. I feel like this needs more swamp water. Even though I'm probably not going to have more swamp water, but to me it just feels like it needs more. Oh, no, my cat is talking to me, or one of my cats. What's up? What's up, Brody? Too bad I can't show you to everybody, because my webcams aren't working, but I can't pet you forever. I need to get back to working on this. Yeah, I think I am going to put more swamp water here. Just a little bit. Don't have to be perfect, and I'll probably make changes. Sometimes, especially when it comes to making big battlefield sets or scenes, I like build stuff really fast, and then I wait a day, I look at it again and think, maybe something needs to be changed or altered, or sometimes a day later I'm just like, actually, I tell myself, actually that looks fine. And then it doesn't matter. But I know I definitely want more castle ruins somewhere around here. You got the castle ruins. Because in a sense, this is kind of like a fortress area for the Morrow. So I want to have them be like a military presence almost, but at the same time they're going to be very Morrow-like, to where everything's still, I mean, these are creatures that are kind of like in a state of decay. I don't know if we'll be able to see that one. Just put it like so. Oh. Let's see how that looks. Looks meh. Still a lot of things I need to do. I need to put like turrets up here, or what are those called? Battlements, yeah, battlements. Battlements up here. And that's time consuming, but I don't want the battlements all in a row. You know, they have to be jagged like teeth. And for Morrow, I just want to create kind of like a controlled chaos for them, to where it's like there's order, but there isn't for these guys. It's more like a decaying order. So what I might do, I know one thing I'm going to do. Let's see, I'm going to put a tower somewhere. Yeah, I think I'll put it right there. Right here. I'll do this one. That should look good. Let's look at it. Yeah, I like that. And that way we can have like a little ladder thing on the side, and that would be kind of like a little outpost for like a little Morrow soldier to sit on and just be a lookout for anybody going to be traveling around that territory. And that makes me actually think of a shot that I'll do, because this is obviously, this will be the first scene for season 3, the first area we're going to see for season 3, and it'll be basically a meeting of villains. You'll have the character Karak the Elementalist, who we already know, we've seen him in season 1, but he's going to be the primary antagonist for seasons 2 and 3. And he'll be walking in, and he's going to be talking to some of the Morrow leaders about making an alliance. And I'm giving away huge plot points for season 3 too. But that's okay. It's like not many of you guys are going to be watching this particular build anyway. Only those of you who are committed to Tales of Valhalla and the storyline and stuff. So you guys can just hear that extra special bonus before the actual time when I release the season 3 show. But yeah, Kuruk's gonna be coming in to join a kind of like an unholy alliance with some of the bad Morrow Hive Lord people here. And so yeah, I think probably the first shot I'll see is like a Morrow being on top of this tower, and he'll be like the lookout, and he'll see from afar that Kuruk is like coming down the way, and that'll signal like some of the Morrow leaders to talk to him before he even gets into their little fortress area. So that should be good. Although I have a feeling this whole area, I might make it in 2 sections. Like this might be a part of the area, and then there might be another part that I make, now that I'm thinking about it. Because what I might want to do is actually start building further down here. I won't do it now, but further down here just to make this a little bit wider, to have this really way in the background, because there will be a prisoner in here, and they don't want Kuruk to know about this prisoner. I'm not going to say who it is, though. I'm not giving everything away. But yeah, I think I'll make this a little bit longer, because I can do long. Long's good. Long is my friend. I definitely want to build more, let's see here, more swamp hills. No, we're stuck in the castle. Stick the castle. Do castle. So, what I plan to do, I think it'd be nice is merging some of these stone steps kind of into the swamp water, so to speak. You can imagine at one time that this could have been like someone's castle, a very elegant castle, but for some reason, probably from war or whatever, it ended up getting abandoned, and then the swamp just basically ended up taking over and starting to just bring down the walls, and this basically is all that is left. Just thought of something like this. Although I'm gonna make it kind of not particularly gradient. Then I will put battlements later on. I'm not gonna worry about battlements now, though. That gives it a little bit more life, but I'm pretty certain that this is going to be, I'm probably going to build onto it. Probably going to add some tiles back here, even this out, and so make it a little longer up front. We'll see. And might even think about adding on like an extra length too as I'm building this particular set or scene, because I'm not exactly sure how, like, if this will fit on my table or not. This is why I need a studio. And I don't have one. Oh well. Sometimes you just gotta use what you got when you got it in order to do something. And creativity will kick in, at least you hope it does. Okay, it's not bad, not bad. Probably, I might have one palm tree, but this isn't jungle, this is mostly swamp, so there's probably be brush. Probably have brush in places. I know one thing though, let's see here. And how long has this live stream been going, I wonder? Just gonna check. About 47 minutes? Okay. And my music stopped. Need to start that again. I don't know if any of you watching or listening, if any of you have cats or pets, but I currently, it's a shame I can't show this, but one of my cats is like right beside me on a chair, and he's just watching. He watches what I do. Sometimes when I'm animating too, sometimes like late at night, I could be like at times animating for Tales of Valhalla like until like 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning, or sometimes all night, depending on what I'm doing. And my cats, even though they take naps at times, they are usually up with me, and they're under the table, or they're just, you know, making sure that I'm doing a good job. Very nosy. I guess negatively, they're very nosy cats. I don't think there's much more. Like, I'm running out of ideas right now when it comes to building this. I suppose I can start putting some battlements down. Sometimes when you're thinking about a scene or a set or a battlefield, you just end up running out of ideas. But for me, it's like, okay, no problem. I can think about that, you know, for tomorrow or some other time. But it doesn't help when I'm live streaming. Okay. Let me do something. Okay, wait. I can't put a ladder until there. So let me put a ladder right here. Go up. Ladder here. Go up another ladder right here. And last ladder. Now let's see how that looks. Nice. So yeah, there is tomorrow's like little outlook place. The Morrow soldier with basically probably the worst personality probably gets put in guard duty. See? Look nice. But yeah, I have to expand that back. expand this back a little bit. It's terrible because I kind of ran out of room there, but that's fine. Let's go down. And excuse me if you hear in the audio that I'm kind of burping a little bit. I had a huge lunch, and sometimes with my I have Crohn's disease, if anyone out there is familiar with that. I mean, currently I'm doing pretty good. Last year I had multiple surgeries and was able to basically remove what had been ailing me. So now my only issues now when it comes to dealing with Crohn's is I have occasional burping fits. Especially when I'm talking, so it's like I could belch like blah, and it just sounds gross, and I don't like it, and it happens all the time when I'm speaking. Okay, yeah, like that a lot better. And I could probably add on to the mountain part here, and maybe put swamp water back here. Although make like a swamp water. If I have enough swamp water tiles, I have to see. Or turn it into some type of. This is what happens when I think aloud. I all my ideas jumble together. But anyway, what I'll do right now is there's definitely going to be like mountainous things here for sure. For sure. This is going to be a wall of some sort. One thing I like to do when it comes to building these battlefields is building like high rises in the background. Say if like you have your characters here, they're going to be in the foreground talking or interacting in this area. It's good to have stuff in the background that's higher, so that way it kind of complements the skyline and you don't notice the distance between like your skyline background and like the bottom of it or whatever. So that just helps. That just helps it, and it gives a more of a real world feel to the landscape, because not everything is just plain flat. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna be building like kind of like to where a mountain range is coming onto here, but there's also like a mountainous swampy part on this side too. Maybe I'll have swamp water leak down into here. Yeah, I might end up changing some of this, but definitely gonna have swampy stuff here. Go back too far. Like that. Like so. Nope, not that. This is turning into another really big set. Sometimes when I'm building these things, I'm like, do I have enough terrain tiles for this? And then I'm just like, oh, whatever, just build it and come across anything where it's like, okay, that might not work. Oh well. Oh well. Actually, don't need that. Nope, don't need that. Don't need that. Let's go down. I'm going to this and put this here, actually. Good. So move it back like so. So I think I gotta put some stuff on here, although that might not work. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let's see, what time do we have? I know I don't have plenty of time. Okay, we're almost to an hour. So I'm gonna wrap up this live stream in a little bit. Just I did not want to go through the week because I'm trying, my goal is to do a live stream of some kind every week, whether it be just me building up more battlefield scenes or talking with somebody via chat or doing a live stream presentation of me doing stop motion animations. I want to do something. I want to keep that going. But for this one, I don't have much time today, so we're just trying to keep this to an hour. No, that looks terrible. This is what happens when I talk and build these things at the same time. I don't have many of these try pieces for like the rock tiles. And I always use a bunch, of course. Okay. I'll just save that. And with that, I'll say we be finished for this week. So we were working on the first battlefield scene for season 3. Tomorrow, Swamp Aaron's take one look at it. It still needs some work, for sure. For sure. But it's getting there. It's getting there. We'll get it there. And when I come back, probably next week, I'll probably have this one done as well as a few others, and then we'll just work on building whatever needs to be built then. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be animating much next week, so it'll probably be just another Virtualscape build for next week or something else. We'll see. But yeah, that is that. So, I thank all of you for watching I Hunt Monsters. Thank you for chatting with me for a second. Always good to have fans who wants to watch these boring live streams. But no, I hope I can catch you again sometime on the live stream. And the rest of you who were chiming in, thank you very much for watching. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. I'm saying thank you way too much. This is what happens when I have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, okay. So, if any of you who have seen this and wondering what the heck this guy is talking about, go to YouTube, go to the search bar, type in the search bar Tales of Valhalla. You'll see Tales of Valhalla Seasons 1, as well as other behind-the-scenes things, character introduction on Sylvaris, and we will have content coming to you guys this year as well. More content. Planning on making and releasing more content, so we'll see how that goes. So with that, I'll say adios and see you guys sometime next week. Not going to tell you when next week because I keep on making promises I'm going to do this particular day and then it doesn't happen. So just hopefully sometime next week I'll see you guys then. Bye.